Hi, my name is Zane, and I have a guitar. And I thought that I would record myself playing guitar and figure out how to make YouTube videos. Who knows how to do that? There's a bunch of YouTube videos on making YouTube videos, but oh, headset. Still haven't figured it out. In fact, I'm using these headphones because tired, tangled up in the wire. Because I don't know how to not get feedback from my speakers with the microphone. I'm sure that there is a way to do that. I just don't know what that is yet. And I'm also having to figure out how to use the software that I have. The backing track I just used was from Daniel Seraph. I'll put a link in the description. I want to be a professional guitarist, a songwriter, a recording artist, a performer. How do you do this? Who knows? I've read some books and listened to some audiobooks. I've watched a bunch of videos about it online. I feel like I know a little bit more, but, you know, I guess you just got to do stuff. Um, I really want to create some music, but I don't really know how. I've listened to a lot of different opinions, and I've talked with musicians, and I think that there's a lot of ways to go about doing it. I mean, everybody has their idea. I don't know that anybody knows what'll be right for me. I'll have to figure that all out. I did go to the community college for a few semesters actually. I'm mostly self-taught, but I did go to the community college for a few semesters, and to be honest with you, I knew like 90% of what they taught at the school. Although there were things that I did learn, and there were some excellent professors. I didn't make any musical friends like I hoped. I mean, I exchanged a lot of phone numbers, and just nobody else really seemed to want to play, I guess. It could just be where I'm at. I didn't go to music college or anything. It was just, community college. Um, I've been in some previous bands. Can't say I've had much luck with them. They've all sucked, which is fine. I'm okay with being in a band that sucks. I mean, there's going to be people who aren't going to like you. I don't need everybody to like me, but it would be nice to be in a band where at least myself and the people I was making music with were happy with what we were doing, and having a good time. And I felt that I've had a little glimpses of that with people, but it's been weird with a number. One time, I was had some horrible equipment. I have some nicer gear now, which actually is broken. It doesn't work. I got four guitars, and one of them works. And then this amplifier is making some noise. My little practice amp sounds good though. But I had a speaker cabinet that I had built, and I was jamming with another guitarist friend of mine, and he found a drummer and a singer, and I had my equipment set up at his place, and we jammed for a few weeks. And one day I showed up, and there was this brand new amplifier where my stuff was set up at. And I was like, is it Christmas? Is it my birthday? I didn't, no, no. He told me, hey, the other guys decided, they want to play with this other guitar player. And I looked outside, and my amplifier was outside in the backyard. I was like, well, kind of a dick move, but whatever. I have some work to do, obviously. The funny thing about that one is that later on, like not even 2 weeks later, they left him, and then he was like, "Hey, you want to jam again?" I was like, "Well, you kind of really? Am I that? No, I don't think so." I didn't like the way you did that. Um, I've had others where they couldn't seem to decide on whether they liked my tone or not, or just wanted to make a bunch of noise, which I love noise. Who doesn't love noise, right? However, it needs to be somewhat of a song. I want the whole point is that you want to write music, you want to record it, you want to go perform it. That way, and people will support you, and then you can write, record, perform, and go on and make a living. So the whole idea of just playing music so I can try to make friends is kind of weird. I feel like I'm going to make friends anyway, right? I'm going to make friends with people who make music, and from people that don't, I certainly can make friends with people who don't play music. You just appreciate it, or if you don't like music at all, we got some other interest in common. But the idea that that was just a strange one too. And then I've also played with people who had all the equipment, and like all the equipment, all the expensive equipment, like they had money. Where they got the money from, I can only imagine. But all the consoles and the speaker cabinets and all the guitars and all the expensive stuff. And with that one, I remember hearing uh, playing and being told, "Oh, you played the wrong note here. You played the wrong note here." And oh, okay, maybe. Well, this is the first time I've ever heard that music before. Like I don't. And if I could have listened back to it, I probably would agree with you. But kind of going about it in like a disagreeable way. I mean, I kind of feel like if I was directing somebody to play something musical, I would be, let's try something different. It wouldn't be, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, wrong note, wrong note. Anyway, um, one of the big problems I think that I've had is that I don't have any songs. You know, I think that's something that before I get in another band, I need to have some songs because that way I can be like, I can have this sense of this is what I want to do, and you guys like this. If you're into this, then wonderful. If you're not, then well, maybe we get it. We'll have to do something else. You'll have to do something else. I've always thought that I would just do a cover band with somebody first, because some of my favorite bands, they just did cover bands songs or cover songs, and then the band would do cover songs, perform. You get comfortable playing in front of people, and you're playing music that you like, that you love, and that's familiar, and you can immediately get people to be like, "Ooh, I like that," right? But that's been very hard. I mean, the people I know or I've played with don't want to learn cover songs. They want to do original material, which that's what I want to do. Of course, I don't want to do. I want to do original material, but I feel like the way you tighten up as a band is you do cover songs so you can play together and make music, and then you also work on some original material as well. And then you got the performance of original. You could sandwich some original material in between the cover songs, and then eventually you're not doing cover songs at all. You're just doing original songs. Um, but I don't really know. The obsessing over tones and gears just been a weird thing that's kind of plagued me. But I think I do have a cool guitar. I got this guitar at the pawn shop. I'm not really sure what color it is. I thought it was orange, but sometimes it looks pink. So it's either orange or pink. Um, Either way, I'm cool with it. I just am having this color issue where I can't tell if it's orange or pink. And anyway, uh, it's the only guitar that I have right now that can play. Fortunately, the other guitars that I have, the other three guitars I have, one doesn't even have a neck on it, thanks to the local guitar shop and his inability to do fret leveling. But so I need to get my other guitars fixed, and this one actually I'm gonna have to have the frets leveled here pretty soon as well and get a setup. There's a place in the Bay. which charges a few $100, but it seems to be my only option, or Northern California or Sacramento. So I'll do one of those. Um, the other thing is I need to when I think about bands, there are people that I want to play with and people I don't want to play with. I feel like I should have a say in who I play with. I've had band members want to tell me who I can play with and not play with when I'm only one of two people. Like, we're not deciding together who does this other person sound good? Do these other people sound good with us? Okay, I need to have a kind of a say in that. If I'm the guy joining an established band, then I guess I just need to pass an audition. But if I'm one of the core people, I feel like I should have a say. I expect to have a say in who I play with. And I guess it's also a matter of discovering what your goals are and having your goals align with other people. It's something I didn't really establish with some people. I had a band that I was playing with where the goals weren't my goals, which is to write music, record music, and perform. It was just a matter of killing time, and I'm amazed by that with all the money that was spent on gear. But you got to talk about these things with people and get a clear understanding of what it is that they're trying to do. Um, my gear, I have a computer. It's an old computer. I need to upgrade on the computer, but it does everything I need it to do. Mm, just about. I suppose I need something that could process things a bit faster. Maybe has some more RAM so I can do as many tracks as I want. I'm probably limited to the amount of tracks and the amount of plugins that I can use. I have a DAW. I use Reaper. My one of my professors turned me on to it. I took a recording class with him for a semester, and I learned a bunch of stuff, but I certainly did not learn how to record or feel that I can get a good sound. I just kind of learned like all the stuff that's there, and I mean, I suppose I learned more than I knew, but yeah. I have a bunch of plugins. I've got some headphones, obviously. Got some speakers. I got an interface. Got this microphone here. I got in a little bundle. It's all very inexpensive. I got the four guitars, three of which need maintenance, and one is which is on the way. Got that amp that I need to fix. My PV amp. Got a couple of practice amps. As I said, I'm mostly self-taught. Um, I did go to college though for a few semesters, and I took the guitar class, which didn't teach me anything. I took some a theory class. I took an oral listening class, which actually that class I did get a lot of. That one taught the solfege, do re mi fa sol la ti do, which is just the major scale but with syllables. And I actually feel like I've developed some different practice routines that I do with the with solfege, particularly with intervals, and I feel that they've really helped out a lot. It's also, I feel, helped me with scales that I already knew, but just understanding them better. And what I've discovered about memory is that I used to think you needed to make things simple. As simple, use an acronym, or like you make it as simple as small as possible for you to memorize it. And my opinion is completely flipped on that, where I recognize that I'll probably only remember a small portion, 20, 25%, maybe even as little as 4% of whatever information that I get. So make it as complicated, get as much information as possible so that the little bit that you remember is more. So I try to remember or learn things in as many different angles as I possibly can. I'm taking private lessons right now. He is a really excellent guitar player. I First time I actually saw him play was at a funeral, and it was for somebody that I barely knew. If I spoke to the man twice, that was too often, but I knew his wife. We were protesting unfair evictions, and my mother had been evicted, so I was like, "Hey, don't you dare evict people." Anyway, unjustly, that is. I evict the ones that need to be evicted, but if it's not fair, it's not right. If there's not any notice, you got to give people notice of eviction. But so when her husband died, this friend of mine, fellow protester, I went to the funeral, and the teacher that I have now played. I guess he was one of his students. He was student of of, uh, of the gentleman who passed away, and he played an original song, and he played some spirituals, and I cried. Like, he got me tearing up. I was like, I don't even know this man. What? Anyhow, I then later on saw him play at a local. I was just walking down the street, and I saw him playing outside of a local bistro. And he's a jazz player, so he plays jazz. And I was like, man, this guy can play. So when I saw that he was teaching lessons, I was like, ooh, I got to take lessons. Um, I don't know. I don't feel that I've really learned all that much from him. I mean, he's given me a couple exercises that I've worked into my practice routine. But the big thing that I look for from a teacher is not necessarily so much what they can teach me. I expect them to be able to answer questions and all that. But what I was looking for was for a teacher that I could play with. And so that's what we do. I get together for my lesson and we play. We play. We'll read some music, or we'll work on some songs that I'm working on, and you know that's what I want, is somebody to play with, so I can hear the possibilities, so I can hear somebody that plays in time, so that I can hear somebody who has some kind of style. You know. Yeah, so that's mostly. I'd had another teacher that was uh, he just talked a lot. He didn't play at all. Like, he didn't play at all. Just talked. And I was like, hard pass. So my desire for this channel is I basically just wanted to do a kind of a video log to show where I'm at and where I was at, so I could play and then see how I've improved. I expect that I improve, over time. Um, I wanted to create a virtual press kit so that when I do and I'm ready for a band again, I can direct them to like a playlist and be like, oh, see, these are the cover songs I do, and this is what you can expect of me playing. I'd like to be part of an online community. I know that there's a lot of musicians out there that are playing online and making music by themselves, and I'm sure would play with other people. Um, I I thought I'd share what I know. So the stuff that I've learned, I'm an intermediate guitarist. Again, hoping to be an advanced guitarist. I want to be a recording artist, a composer, an improviser. I'd like to be one of those guys who never plays the wrong note. That would be pretty dope. But so I thought I'd share what I know, and about learning how to learn, how I do that, how to memorize things efficiently as I discover that, talking about theory. I always enjoy learning about theory, and I certainly spent some time thinking about, scales and chords and arpeggios, and um, got the big theory book from college, so I really need to dive back into that and get it completely memorized. or use it. Really, is to use it. Who cares about memorizing it, but using it. Um, I obviously to write some songs, and you really have to write songs if you want to express yourself. And you know, I like songs, and I would like to make something and put it out there, that something I was proud of. Whether people like it or not, although I can't help but think that people, there's an audience for everything. You know, I don't need a million people to love me, but if a handful of people really were interested in what I was doing, it would certainly make it worth it. And I think that in today's world, it's possible to survive off of just a handful of fans. Mm. So I need to learn how to record properly. I've got some recording gear, and obviously need to get some more better stuff and try different things. There's a lot of information out there. I'd like to talk about an attitude, a good attitude, and a positive outlook on life that I think is necessary for you to do anything creative. And in order to be a healthy musician, or just be healthy, for me, music I feel has kept me out of a lot of trouble. I can't really think of any trouble music has gotten me into. I mean, trouble as in I buy something that's needs to be fixed, or I buy something that I break that again needs to just be fixed or replaced. Uh, yeah, music is just all positive, good stuff. Uh, I've heard that it's the purest form of meditation there is, and I really enjoy it a lot. So, um, that's basically what my channel is going to be about, and I hope to have you join me.